Terry Fator is with us. He's a ventriloquist, impressionist, comedian, and singer. In fact, he does more than 100 impressions and celebrity voices, a skill which saw him win Season 2 of America's Got Talent. And now he brings his hilarious show to the Mirage Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. He's with us tonight, joined by a few of his favorite co-stars. Terry, it's yours.
Come along, my lonely days are over, and life is like a song. Oh yeah, yeah, at last. The skies above the blue, my heart was wrapped up in clover. The night I looked at you,
Emma Taylor singing Etta James.
Thank you so much.
That was Emma Taylor, and now I have a guy who claims to be the best Elvis impersonator in the world. His name is Maynard Tompkins. Now, Maynard, you told me earlier that you are the best Elvis impersonator in the world.
That's right. Yes, I am.
Okay, so what Elvis songs do you know?
Actually, I don't know any Elvis songs at all.
You don't know any Elvis songs?
No. I do know a Christmas song, though. You want to hear it?
Yeah, I guess so. Okay.
I'll have a blue Christmas without you. I'll be so blue just thinking about you. Decorations of the red on a green Christmas tree won't mean a thing, dear, if you're not here with me. And when those blue snowflakes start calling, and when those blue memories start calling, you'll be doing alright with your Christmas of white. But I'll have a blue Christmas.
Actually, Maynard, that was Elvis.
Really? Yeah. Oh, then I guess I am the best Elvis impersonator.
I guess you are, Maynard Tompkins.
We're back with the incredible Terry Fator, the ventriloquist, the more than 100 voices. He's at the Mirage. He's here with one of his characters, Emma. Now, how did Emma learn to sing like that? How did you learn to do that?
A lot of practicing in the shower. Yeah, I want to be the next Taylor Swift.
The next Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
Okay. Good luck.
Yeah.
We'll bring Maynard back up in a minute, but how did you come to do this? You, Terry.
I started when we were kids. I started when I was 10 years old doing ventriloquism. My parents had a janitorial business, and when we were emptying trashes and vacuuming floors and doing all that, I decided that it was a good time to practice ventriloquism. So I would listen to the radio and I would sing to the radio, to songs, the popular songs, but I would do it without moving my lips.
I remember those days.
You're not even that old.
I'm not? Okay, then I don't.
He does. She doesn't.
But why 10 years? Do you remember why at 10? You wanted to do voices without moving lips. I mean,
Well,
it's a strange occupation.
I started doing magic when I was 8, and I thought being a magician was kind of cool. But when I was 10, I decided that it was ventriloquism was totally unique and different. I accidentally found a book in my school library on how to do ventriloquism, and you're interested?
Oh, yeah, I've never heard this story.
Okay. So I checked the book out. I started practicing with it. I found a little puppet at Sears. I think it was $20. My mom paid for half, and I paid for the other half. And then I started doing little shows for kids in the around my school and my church and things like that. And decided when I was about 13 or 14 that I wanted to be one of the top ventriloquists, and
that was a goal.
It was a goal, yeah. I think when I was 15, I decided I want to be known as one of the great ventriloquists.
Who was your favorite ventriloquist?
Edgar Bergen, without a doubt. I mean, we all
but
those
he
of
moved
us.
his lips a lot, except Charlie McCarthy was funny.
That's right. Well, it was all about character and everything, and of course, to become as a household name like Edgar Bergen did and Charlie McCarthy did, that was kind of the goal. But of course, Paul Winchell and Sherry Lewis and Jimmy Nelson and these guys were big influences on me as well. And I just decided when I was about 15 or 16 that when people thought of ventriloquism, I wanted them to put my name up there with the Edgar Bergens and the Paul Winchells and the Jimmy Nelsons.
And America's Got Talent, of course, made it for you, right?
Absolutely.
You've been knocking around how many years?
20-something years. I mean, I was in my 40s. What was funny about
Where were you appearing, in clubs?
No, I was doing fairs, festivals, little small town stuff. In fact, what was funny about it was since I was a ventriloquist, they always looked at me as a kid's act, so they would put me next to the petting zoo or put me with a bunch of clowns, and it was always the worst stage in the entire fair. It was terrible. And then I started playing schools, and I would play a lot of elementary schools. When I got close to about 40 years old, I thought to myself, you know, I guess the whole thing of being rich and famous is a pipe dream, because nobody's ever going to really care about a 40-year-old ventriloquist. And then America's Got Talent came along and changed everything.
You had auditioned for that, right?
I did, yes, just like everybody else. You want to sit down? Yeah, okay. We'll put her down. But yeah, just like everybody else, I went and stood in line and with a bag full of hopes and dreams and hoping that something would happen. What I thought would happen was that I would get on America's Got Talent. I would get on 2 or 3 episodes, and then it would raise my the people's awareness of what I do. I never in a million years thought I would win it. I thought there was no chance in anything that a ventriloquist could win America's Got Talent. I just said, not going to happen. But my goal was to get on and do things that would make people say, you know, I want to see what he's going to do next week. So I opened with at last, Etta James, because I thought that was kind of unusual to be able to sing a guy singing Etta James without moving his lips. And then I had this whole plan. I was going to do Tony Bennett. I was going to do Dean Martin. I was going to do some of the other ones, Louis Armstrong, Kermit the Frog. And so I had all these plans, and I thought if I can just get people to go to their phones and say, I want to see what he's going to do next week, and dial the phones and vote for me. It did work.
And what won it for you?
Winston the impersonating turtle singing Crying as Roy Orbison.
Did you expect to win when you got to that point?
You know, I didn't. And the main reason was because the guy who came in second was a guy named Cass Haley, a really great reggae singer. And I was looking at YouTube, and I would see my YouTube stuff only had like 100,000 hits, and his had over 1 million. So I'm thinking, this guy's going to run away with it. There's no way I'm going to win it. But I was happy. I was like, I might get second, you know. But I felt like that I had done a $1 million performance, and I felt like I had done a winning performance.
Is Maynard down there?
Yeah. You want to talk to Maynard? Here's Maynard.
You can put your voice down there, can't you?
I can.
Yeah. Hey, can you throw your voice?
I can.
How you do it?
Okay, watch. I'll do an echo. Ladies,
and
gentlemen.
How do you do that?
I have no idea. Here, let's set Maynard right here.
Is that Larry King?
That is Larry King.
I cannot believe it.
How did you come up with, who designs the puppets?
This little guy...
I'm not making fun of you, Maynard, but you're a puppet.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
No, don't take it personally.
I'm not an atheist. I know somebody designed me.
Anyway, I don't even know what that means.
I don't know, but it was funny.
This guy was a guy that I, many years ago, probably 15, 20 years ago, I decided I wanted to have an Elvis impersonator in the show. I could do an Elvis voice, and so I called up a guy, Clinton Detweiler is a guy in Colorado. Yes, he's kind of the uber ventriloquist. All ventriloquists know who Clinton Detweiler is. He was the guy who ran Mayher Ventriloquist Studios for years and years and years. And I called him
puppets.
up. He makes puppets. Yes. So I called him and I said, I need this Elvis puppet, and he had this guy, and I bought this guy from him, and then after America's Got Talent and everything kind of took off, I found out that I had to like own the rights to every single puppet, and I had this guy, and I had just bought him from Clinton. So I called him up and I said, what do I do about this puppet? And he said, well, luckily he's the only one I've ever sold, and so I actually bought the rights from Clinton. It wasn't Clinton. It was there was another guy up in I can't remember his name. Anyway, it was another guy. But
so you own this?
Yeah, I own him. Yes.
Yeah.
You feel like you're owned?
Not at all. Because I have a lot of fun and that's all.
But I got this idea that it would be funny to have an Elvis impersonator that didn't know any Elvis songs. So what he actually does in the show is he sings an Aaron Neville song, and he thinks he doesn't know that that it's Aaron Neville. But
Aaron Neville's so hard. You do Aaron Neville. I'm not going to put you on the spot to do him now.
I can if you want.
Go do him a little, because Aaron Neville.
I can.
Do Aaron Neville.
Look at this face. I know the years are showing. Look at this life. I still don't know where it's going. I don't know much, but I know I love you.
So he does that in the show, and it's
amazing how you. Are there some people you can't do?
I'm sure there are. I mean, I'm having a really difficult time with Frank Sinatra, but I'll get there. I just feel like if I work hard enough on something, I can get there. But one of these days, I'll do Frank. But
and you also, of course, have a great voice yourself. You sing national anthem at Dodger Stadium. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're a singer in your own right.
That's the thing is I have a joke in the show where I do a song and I say most people that have seen me on TV don't realize that I can sing, and it is true. It's funny because after the show, I'll go out and sign autographs and talk to people and meet them, and people will say, "You sang that song by yourself? I didn't know you could sing." And I'm like, "Well, I'm a ventriloquist, and the puppets are singing." But I guess that means I'm doing a good job if they don't know I can sing. I love that.
You've told me that you never miss a performance, right?
I have never missed a performance. No, not in 28 years, I think. So.
You worked through laryngitis?
Mm-hmm. Everything. I have the best voice doctor in the world. He lives in Dallas, Texas, and he is unbelievable. His name is Dr. Kirkham, and he works with Mick Jagger and Axl Rose, and he worked with Luciano Pavarotti.
From America's Got Talent, you got the Mirage contract, right?
I did, yes.
It's $10 million a year for 10 years. Is that true?
I'm not supposed to talk money, so I that's what I've heard.
The amazing Terry Fator. When we come back, we'll meet his lovely wife and how he nabbed her. I'll never figure out when. Anyway, we'll be right back. Don't go back with the incredible Terry Fator. His new wife is with us as well, who's one of the features in the act. Anyway, we'll be right back. Don't go back with the incredible Terry Fator. His new wife is with us as well, who's one of the features in the act. In fact, we're going to see more people, more puppets from the act in a little while, too. You'll meet them as well. How did you and Taylor hook up?
She was my assistant in my show, and when I became available, my sister actually became friends with her, and I was like, there's no way ever that she could possibly be interested in me.
I don't think either of us ever thought about it at all.
No,
his
never.
sister Debbie was the one who kind of hooked us up, because we have a lot of similar interests.
So you worked together before you fell in love?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We did. And then once I became available, my sister was like, I think Taylor would go out with you. I said, there's no way. There's no. She said, no, I think you could ask her. And I said, would you? And she go out with me. Before I even got it out, she said yes.
We remember that story differently, just a little differently.
Or maybe I heard it fast. I couldn't believe it. And
you get tired of just walking around being a show place at night?
Not really. I'm a dancer, so I kind of miss dancing a little bit, but I'm so proud to be in his show. It's amazing to be in a hit show.
Okay, we're going to meet some of the puppets that you'll be seeing him do in a little while when they sing. Let's bring up Walter T. Airedale.
Walter.
This was Terry's first puppet, right?
Yes. Well, this is, it wasn't my very first. It was my first professional puppet.
What do you mean? Oh, you
this
mean he
story.
wasn't...
Yeah, I tell you, I've been around here for a very long time.
That's right. He has. My mother knew that I had made this commitment to myself to become one of the top ventriloquists. And so she started saving when I was 15 and took 3 years. And for my 18th birthday gave me Walter. And it took years for me to create the character of Walter. And actually, he was originally a political puppet. The reason his name is Walter Airedale is because it was when Walter Mondale was running against Ronald Reagan, and I named him Walter Airedale.
And I had a Minnesotan accent because Walter Mondale was in.
Yeah, so that's what he originally was.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I started a band in 1987 or 88, and it was a country band. And I put a cowboy hat on Walter, and I thought if I put a T in Walter Airedale that it sounded country, and I turned him into I'm a yodeler. That's right. He is a yodeler.
He could yodel. Go ahead, yodel. What do you think of what he does? Because you look at these puppets like, yeah, it's a little weird, right? Does he bring them home?
He does not bring them home. Everybody asks that. They stay at the Mirage. I think it's a little weird. I think the puppets are a little weird. But he's
what
incredibly...
What are you talking about?
Weird?
This is a side of you another thing.
It's just a little strange because they're so lifelike when he's puppeteering, but then when he's not puppeteering, it's the opposite.
He's not a nutcase, right? There are some ventriloquists are nutcases.
You're right. Some are. Some are.
There have been some movies. There was a great movie written, a horror movie. Magic. Whoa.
Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins, the puppet lives, and the puppet kills, and the puppet controls the master. You never had that, have you?
Never,
Terry?
never.
No, never. Unfortunately, I tried, but it just don't work.
Walter will be back in a little while, and he will sing. Let's bring up Winston. The impersonating turtle.
Winston.
How did Winston, what's the history of Winston?
Winston has...
I have a very interesting history.
Yes,
please, tell us.
I was originally, when I was doing America's Got Talent, I had this What a Wonderful World I wanted to sing that I did with Louis Armstrong and Kermit the Frog. And so I called up the Muppets when I was doing the show, and I said, would it be okay if I did Kermit the Frog on America's Got Talent? And they said, no. And I went, well, what am I going to do now? Because I felt like it was one of those impressions that would really get me through to the next level. So so I'm sitting there thinking, and I just racked my brain trying to think, okay, I got to think of an amphibian, something besides a frog. And so we went through lizard and all this other thing and came up with turtle and named him Winston the Impersonating Turtle, and then...
Came up with this voice because I'm really cute.
Very
So
cute.
you can get away with him doing Kermit, as we'll do in the next segment.
That's right. I even asked, I even called and I said, is it okay if I do Kermit's voice? And they said, you can do Kermit's voice, you just can't do actual Kermit.
Can't have the puppet.
So I said, I hold Kermit the Frog here. And I did Louis and Louis Armstrong and Winston.
Which we will see in a little while when they sing
Yes.
back to back. Do they ever, I know you're not a nut, but do you ever start to really think of them?
No, not really. No,
You can put them in a box and they're just in a box.
I mean, once the show is done, it's over. But they are an extension of my personality. They are an extension of me, and so I don't ever get lost. You know, like who's who. But what is funny is I definitely am funnier when I have a puppet on my hand. But I think the reason,
as a stand-up.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think the reason is that I feel more free because when you're I'm a person who just I want everybody to have fun. I just want everybody to enjoy themselves. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings or say something that might be offensive, and so I've always got that filter going on in my head, whereas a puppet can get away with a lot more. So a puppet can say and do things that a person can't. So I think I'm just a little more free. My brain is a little more free.
How do you regard the Muppets? Because that's not ventriloquism.
No, but without the Muppets, I definitely would not be where I am. I mean, without Jim Henson and the Muppets, because watching Kermit the Frog and the Sesame Street and the Muppet Show and all of that showed me just how lifelike puppets can be.
Yeah, just look at me.
Now, I knew Jim Henson pretty well, and he would never let the children who would come to see him see the puppet in a box.
No.
He would always hide them. They only could see them when they perform.
That's one of the things that that is very. I'm really, really careful about when I'm on stage, and it's something that I wish all ventriloquists would pay attention to, and that is that when a puppet is being seen by the audience at any time, they're alive. You never, ever, ever want them to see a dead puppet. And I see a lot of times a ventriloquist will, we'll go to get a puppet, and the puppet is dead until it gets to the microphone stand, and that should not be how it is.
You wouldn't put your puppet and lie him down here.
Of course not.
Right?
No, never.
Let's meet the next one, who will also be in the next act, Vicky the Cougar. But wait, why do you call her a cougar?
Well, it's because that term became popular with the.
What do you mean? Don't I look like a cougar?
Vicky is a flimsy, loose woman, and she's a Vegas kind of broad.
What is that supposed to mean?
I don't mean to put you down.
Oh, I call this my Christmas tree skirt. It's where I keep my Christmas presents.
Yeah. Okay.
How's the Christmas show doing? I saw it.
It's wonderful. I think I'm one of the only shows in Vegas that actually does a Christmas show, but I'm a big kid. We love Christmas. We decorated, I think the day after Halloween, we decorated our house. So I love Christmas. So I changed the show. I do about half of it is Christmas songs and Christmas jokes and things. And
Of course, we wear these Christmas outfits.
You're going to be singing a Christmas song later.
I am.
How do you ever have the occasion when you're going back and forth, as you do so quickly with the puppets, where your voice goes into the puppet voice goes into you?
That does happen occasionally. Sometimes something will happen where I'll accidentally say the wrong line, or in fact on my DVD there's a point where I'm doing Michael Jackson and I get the voices all mixed up, and we left it in, so it's a very funny. People tell me it's one of their favorite parts of the DVD, in fact, is when the voices get all mixed up.
You have any bad nights?
The only bad night is when I'm really sick and I don't feel well. But, you asked me earlier about not missing shows. I don't miss shows. I mean, I've literally had times when they were holding a bucket backstage because I felt so bad. The audience never knows it. But they're not bad shows for the audience, but the bad shows for me because you have to struggle through them. I just feel I'm one of those vaudevillian type, man. I say the show must go on. It doesn't matter. People, they come there, they want to see it. It was my dream to have people come and see the show, and I'm going to do that show no matter what.
Now, you do a lot with regard to charity. I know you're very involved. In fact, I attended an event that you were very involved with for various charities. You recently headlined a special concert during Veterans Day weekend. You're very involved with veterans.
Very much, yes. I feel that we need to show our appreciation to our veterans. They worked so hard to keep us free, and they give up so much. They sacrifice so much, and I just want to make sure they feel appreciated and know how much we, just how much we appreciate the sacrifices.
And you're very involved in the Arthritis Foundation.
Yes, my sister has rheumatoid arthritis.
So that was a wonderful night for you to be honored.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, it's an honor knowing you. I will tell the audience you're going to see one more set with him back on stage with the three characters you just met. You got lucky.
And we are writing a TV show together. We're actually creating a television show that we're going to be pitching to the networks. So me and Taylor, my wife, so we want to co-host. And it's a really good idea. It's going to be a hit.
I guess you're on American Idol. We'll be back with more of Terry Fator. You're going to see them perform. Don't go away.
To the room, passing out $100 bills, and it kills and it thrills like the horns on my Silverado grill. And I buy the bar double round a crown, and everybody's getting down in this town. Ain't never gonna be the same, 'cause I saddle up my horse and I ride into the city. I make a lot of noise 'cause the girls, they are so pretty. Riding up and down Broadway on my old stud Leroy, and the girls say the horse ride a cowboy. Everybody said, say the horse ride a cowboy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Walter T. Airedale.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you. Yeah.
Now, in Las Vegas, of course, you need more adult humor, so I'd like to introduce Vicky the Cougar. And the character that actually won America's Got Talent for me, Winston the impersonating turtle. So Winston, it's a beautiful outfit.
It's not an outfit. I really am Santa Claus.
The real Santa Claus?
Yeah. I'm not Winston. I'm Santa.
Oh, okay. So I'm assuming since we have a Christmas show at the Mirage,
It's called A Very Terry Christmas.
A Very Terry Christmas. You want to do a Christmas song?
I do.
Okay. What voice do you want to use?
I can't sing. I have a frog in my throat.
A frog in your throat?
Yeah.
My whole curly frog here.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light.
You gonna sing?
From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Here we are, as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us gather near to us once more. Through the years, we all will be together if the fates allow. Hang your shining star above the highest boughs. Da-do-dee-da-boo-dee-da-boo. And have yourself a merry little Christmas now.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Winston.
Thank you, man. What a show. He's at the Mirage. He's incredible. We want to thank Terry, his lovely wife, and of course the great man himself, Terry Fator, and his co-stars Walter and Vicky and Winston. You can see more of them at the Mirage Casino and Resort in Las Vegas. It's Terry Fator, ventriloquism or truckism. Do my voice.
Ventriloquism in concert.
All right. That's very good. Tuesday through Saturdays at 7:30. For more information, go to terryfator.com. Next is Jane Levy. She's written the #2 bestseller in America, The Last Boy, The Life of Mickey Mantle. She's next. Don't go away.